Hey, this is Dave, and across the screen from me is Christian, and we are Gen X Unhinged. Are we unhinged today, Christian? Are we
We
good?
are absolutely unhinged. We are politically unhinged today.
Yeah,
Hey, Steve Hilton came in last night. Handle business, man. Gotta love
I
it.
tell you,
Gotta love it.
there,
People in California are
there's
smartening up. I love it.
there's hope for California yet. I mean,
Yes.
it's not guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination, but there is hope. So
Well, the
the numbers
guarantee
I
is we
have,
actually have a Republican in the race. I don't think we had
right?
one with Gavin Newsom ran.
No. Yeah, the numbers I have is that Hilton got roughly 28% of the vote. Becerra got about 25%, and it's going to be those two in November.
Right.
So,
Right.
uh,
I
and,
can't.
and
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go. I'm
I want to wait
just
till
talking.
the totals come out. When I get the totals, I want to compare them to I want to take all the Democratic votes, put them together, and then compare them against the 20 what was it, 6 years ago, so the 2020 election. I want to see how many people voted. I'm
Yeah,
really curious to see. I'm really curious to see.
yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm pretty. It's got to be a lesser number just because this was a primary, but you never know if they
Right. Well,
cheated.
no, well, it was a
We'll know.
primary then too, because it was the same. It was a
Yeah.
general and a primary at the same time.
Right. Okay. So, and it makes sense that this one actually, well, it'll be good. It'll be interesting to see. I shouldn't, if you're going to do that analysis, I think that's great. I think
Yeah, I
that's
think it'll
really
be cool.
great. That'll be
I
fun
just
to
think
see.
it'd be cool to see. Like I've been running some numbers this morning against 50, and
Uh huh.
it's amazing to me that so many more. I mean, so one of two things happened: either the Democrats didn't cheat in the primaries, and that's why the 50 vote is so different because it's way different right now. And if you look
Right.
at it on its face, it looks to me like more of the counties voted for Steve Hilton that voted for 50. So they either voted Democrat in the 50 vote and then now are voting Republican, or the Democrats cheated in the first place and they always voted Republican. So it's interesting to see that. That's really cool.
Well, I just excited you got to say the word swang in the
Yeah,
sentence there. That
swang.
was pretty
Yeah,
good. Huh?
yeah, I like
Swang
that.
them. It's
I
swang
figured
them.
swang them.
So, and going forward, there's always a chance that Becerra he could get in trouble still. I mean, he's not even necessarily completely out
Well,
of the woods
no,
for
not at
fraud.
all. His buddy is his campaign guy just got indicted.
Right. So,
You know,
I mean, there may not be anybody for Hilton to run against. Wouldn't
God,
that be something?
that'd suck, wouldn't it?
They'd put Katie Porter up there just because. It
They'd
was great to
elevate
see
her.
she got like 7% or some stupid small number. So
Right.
that
Well,
was kind of
hey,
nice.
and you know what? That might be the whole game plan because Steyer did well. I mean, for 47 Democrats that were running, he got
Yeah,
19%. He beat Bianco.
he did. He did. And that's
You know,
scary because you add his to
it is scary.
Becerra's. If you add Hilton's and Bianco's together, it's less than Becerra and Steiner's together. So
Right.
that's Hilton's got some work to do, but he's been working hard. I mean, you got to hand it to him. The guy's been everywhere in California.
Right. Well, the
Um,
numbers are consistent. That's the thing. The numbers are consistent from 2020 with the Republican vote. It always stays the same. What I say, 2.5, 2.6 million
yeah,
Republican, that's where we're at. It was the
yeah,
same 2.5, 2.6, 3.3 million people who voted for 50. We're right in the line. Republicans continue to hold the line every freaking election. It's the Democrats that are jumping up and down, and they always seem to jump about 1 or 1 2 million mail-in ballots that puts them over the edge every single time.
yeah. Well, we just got to watch. We just got to keep watching, and just Hilton's got to keep working it, and I think his message though is resonating. I think he's making some inroads into the into the Democrats camp. Obviously, he is. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he is, and the fact that Newsom is such a bozo is also helping him.
Right.
because the Democrats just don't look good right now. They just don't.
How could
So,
they?
but how could they?
I mean, where
I
you
know.
find me
Yeah.
one Democrat ran city or state that looks good right now. They don't exist. And it's not because the Republicans are great, it's because the Democrats suck. All their policies suck. The Republicans are not great, right? We're not
Right.
God sent save all the whole world. It's just that the Democrats really suck. You know what I mean? I mean, I mean, it's craziness. It is, and that's the thing. They have nothing good. All their ideas are stupid. Every one of them fails. They have absolutely no common sense. None of it makes sense.
Yeah, and then so we go down the coastline there to LA, and LA mayor had a runoff, or they're going to have a runoff as well, because Bass and Pratt, neither of them had the majority, so they got to do a brand new election in 5 months,
Right.
35% to 30%. So Pratt's a little bit behind by 5%. But who would have thought that, 3 months ago?
Well, and
Three months ago,
I think Bass got 54% of the vote last time. There was not even a runoff.
there wasn't even a runoff. They didn't have to
Right.
do it. Right.
Right.
So I mean that's huge. When they interviewed him last night, he's like, I didn't feel like I had enough time to get to all the different areas of Los Angeles. He says, I think that, he said, actually, I'm just not worried about this right now because I don't think Bass is that good of an opponent. He said that. I
No,
thought,
no,
well,
no,
that takes some
and he's
guts.
right. He's absolutely right. He's
Yeah.
absolutely right. And I'll tell you what, I say this lightly because I'm not 100% convinced, but just because the fact that Karen Bass did not get the full load and get over the threshold, there might be a little bit of election integrity going on in the state of California. Don't tell anybody, but it seems to
Never.
be it seems to be working out that way, to be honest with you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And not because Pratt won, but just because, hey, I'm just basing this on the fact that we have Republicans that are still in the race. Okay? I
Right.
mean, we still have Trump supporters in the race. So that
In
tells me
LA.
there's some in LA. So that tells me there is some sort of election integrity going on, and that makes me happy. That makes me very
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, and we've been saying it. Pratt just kind of has to trump this. He's got to get so many votes that they can't cheat their way
Right.
against him. And
Right.
we'll
Well,
see. We'll see what
the
happens.
Democratic policies just suck so bad they can't find people to cheat for them.
There is that.
I mean,
There's
that could
definitely
be
that.
it. I'm not cheating
Yeah.
for you. Look what you did to my city. Much
Well,
less
I mean,
cheat for you.
and Bass did not do anything for us. She did not do her city any favors. I mean,
None at all.
it burned down. There's been just fraud everywhere, and I kind of think that Trump and JD Vance, JD Vance going to move into LA and find additional fraud, which will help Pratt to win. Quite frankly, I
Oh,
think if
no,
there's
they're
more
not gonna
fraud,
find it. That shit's just laying around. I mean,
yeah, just have
it's not like they gotta dig
walk down
very
the street.
far. Just walk down the street and just fall in the pocket. I mean, you know what I mean? It's the easiest investigation ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everywhere you look, there's a
Everywhere you look.
homeless
I
man.
mean, you see them
Yeah,
go into these houses. What's his name is showing up to these daycares, and they're all. What's weird is it's like, and I don't mean to generalize, but it seems like every Somali family in the United States runs a daycare, and they all have 47,000 kids that none of them show up for,
and they're all autistic. So,
and they're all autistic, evidently.
evidently, so kind of a strange thing.
Right?
Well, one thing did happen last night that was kind of new. Trump actually lost a couple of the people that he supported, he endorsed, actually lost last night. That was a change of
Really?
pace because, yeah, these were. Now it's not as bad as it sounds because these were all primaries. So he would endorse a Republican candidate against another Republican candidate, and his candidate didn't win. That happened, I think, 3 times last night. So,
Okay.
3 out of about 20. or
Right,
25. I don't even know the number. So he's still got a pretty good record, but that was a little bit eye-opening that because he had become such an automatic there, in endorsing the winner.
right.
So
But, sometimes I wonder if, I was thinking about this yesterday. Sometimes I wonder if his endorsement is,
hurts.
not hurts is a bad word, strategic.
Yeah.
I mean, like with Hilton, he can't President Trump can't endorse Hilton, okay? Even though we know we support him, and there's really no reason for President Trump to endorse Steve Hilton because Trump supporters and Republicans are gonna vote for Hilton anyway, right?
Right.
If Trump
Right.
comes in and endorses him, you have Trump haters that won't vote for Hilton specifically because Trump supports him. So if Trump doesn't support him, Hilton gets the Trump supporters, gets the Republican votes, and gets the people that say, you know what, I am going to vote for him because Trump didn't support it.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
kind of it's
good
weird,
theory.
but I mean, if you think
It
about it, it,
yeah,
it, it, it fits.
it does. It just goes back to people, it's the Trump syndrome there,
Right,
it goes back to that. So, um, it was an exciting night, for those of us that follow this stuff because it was good to see some positive news coming out of California for the first time in 40 years. I mean,
right,
seriously.
right. Right.
So
Well, he
so
led the
that's
whole time. I watched it.
yeah.
He led the whole time. Becerra was always on the catch up. I think they broke even at about 12 to 15% of the vote. But once it crested 20%, Becerra was behind and couldn't catch him.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's not much going on in Iran right now, it seems. I mean, there's a lot, but there's nothing. I mean,
Well, there's
uh,
nothing to talk about.
nothing to talk about. And I don't know. That's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, but what do you I mean, wait, should Trump just go over there and bomb him to give us something to talk about? I mean, if nothing's
no, no,
changing, right? If
I,
gas prices are stabilized, right? The
yeah,
the straight
right,
open or close doesn't affect us. So really, in
right.
reality, all it is a Democratic talking point anyway. Nobody's dying. Nobody's getting hurt. We don't have boots on the ground. We don't have a full blown war. Gas prices have stabilized. They still have their crazy regime. Every time they pick a new leader that can do something, he gets unalived and
Whacked.
then gets whacked. You know what I mean? So I mean, what is there to? In my opinion, there was nothing to talk about in the first place. We needed a regime change, and that's what we do. And
Right.
the Iran needed the regime change, not us. The Americans, we didn't need a regime change. We could care less.
Well,
Until
we
you
didn't
start
want them to
murdering
have
Christians, then you start murdering Christians. Now we got a problem.
no, and we didn't want them to have a nuclear weapon. I mean,
Right.
that's really, I mean, to me, that's what this whole thing comes down to is that
Right.
they're crazy. They needed to not have the ability to blow up the world.
Right.
I mean,
Right. And I
and
think that Iran only stays in this for a paycheck. I
sure.
really believe that. It's kind of like, you ever notice that when Democrats are in power, the little short guy from North Korea is always launching missiles somewhere? Do you know why that is? Because every time he goes broke, he launches a missile and Democrats send him $1 trillion. Every time. Every time he does it. Hey, North Korea launched a missile and it was towards Japan and it got within 7,000 miles of it and blew up in the sea. Oh, well, we better give him $35 billion.
Yeah.
You know what I
Calm them
mean?
down.
Yeah, calm him down. No, no, hey, that's just how, Democrats resemble open checkbooks within the government for other countries. Make a threat, get paid. You know what
Sure.
I mean?
Sure.
But
Sure.
and Trump doesn't play that. Trump said, "You're going to change." No, we're not. Okay, who's next? Who are you going to change?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. Are you going to change? Okay. You know what I mean? I mean, eventually he'll going to get to somebody who's going to change it.
And I just hope that comes sooner rather than later. But
Or you
I
just
think all of
ignore it
America.
like I do. I don't pay any
I
attention to it. It doesn't affect me at all. Because no matter what happens with gas, hey, gas could be free and it would still cost us $3 a gallon in California. Okay, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter.
well, this is why it matters to me. Real and this is completely selfish, but I think that we have a pent up economy right now. I think that the economy, the stock market's going crazy, but the rest of the people, you know, they don't make enough money to live right now. And I think that if we could get this war done, this action done, that it's going to free up people to go ahead and start spending money. They're going to think, okay, things are okay. Gas prices are coming down. Investments stabilize. People can buy houses again. People can invest in other things. I just think there's a feeling in the United States that I don't want to invest right now. I don't want to spend too much money because I really don't know what's going on in the world. And so the longer that and that could just be my way of thinking, but I think there's others that think the same way.
Well,
And
no,
so
and
for
I'm
that
sure there
reason,
is. I'm sure there is. But
yeah,
you talk about a 35-year-old man with a family and two kids and millennials, or the Z, they don't care about all
that's
that
yeah,
shit. They just want to be
you're
able to
right.
buy a fucking house. That's all they care about. They just want to put gas in their car, go to work every day, and maybe slip out to the campground and go fishing with their son every once in a while or their daughter. That's all they care about. All that high level finance
Yeah,
stuff, it doesn't bother. It doesn't affect them. No, and not because that's just not who they are. You know what I mean?
right. I I
Their
don't
their
disagree with you.
economy is, can I go to the lake this week? You know what I mean? That's their economy, and you're right with what you're saying. But I don't think that the war in Iran has anything to do with that. Right now, Democratic policies are squishing the economy in the state of California. We don't travel because we can't afford to. We can't
Or
afford to
you get
travel,
taxed.
or we get taxed.
If you leave the state, you get taxed.
Right? You get taxed if you leave the state. Hey,
Yeah,
you get a luxury tax if you buy a trailer. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I mean, the Democratic Party does everything they can to keep you locked up at home. They really do. I mean, on its face, that's what they do. If you buy anything cool, they tax you. If you buy anything cool, you can't use it. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah,
it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. But that's what they do in California. The Democrats are a party of rules, and they have rules for everything. And you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay their toll to do anything cool in life.
yeah. And also I agree with that. I'm at a different stage in my life. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm out of the rat race, you know. I spend too much time on X where other people just like me are talking the same way. So it's just kind of who I associate
No,
with right
and you
now.
know what? And
And
there's
so
nothing wrong
that's
with that
it.
because
You're
you're
right.
right.
Oh
Because
no, no.
you're
Right.
at your level, you're 100% right. The problem
Yeah.
is where you're right is the fact that your people are the people with the money that control, and I use control lightly, but
I
they
get you.
control the economy with their investments and banks and all the high finance stuff. Well, all that stuff
Yep.
trickles down. So in common sense, you're absolutely right on both sides. Where you're at is 100% right because without A, you can't have B. The problem is when A is working, B gets worse. When A is working for you, for the common man, or for me, or I'm in your level too, but that what happens with us here really affects what happens here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in so many different ways, you know?
Yeah.
Because
I
no matter what we do at this level that's great in California, that doesn't matter. It doesn't
right.
matter to us because the Democrats will find a way to find the money. They'll find a
Right.
way to tax. Hey, buy an electric car and you'll have all these benefits. Now, starting in June of next year, I believe, it's going to cost you an additional $150 a year in registration tax to pay for the smog money that they lost, on top of the safety that you're going to have on your electric car, which is going to be roughly between $250 and $300 per year.
Yeah.
So they're going to charge you $450 a year to drive an electric car now.
Right. I it
I bet
it never ends. It
it
never
never
ends.
ends. They always
Yep.
find a way for your pocket, you know?
Well, that leads me to, just a thought that you and I discussed last night. So we used to debate opinions. Now we debate reality.
Yes.
And I think that is so true is that we don't even know for sure what reality is right now. Like we don't Iran's a perfect example. We really don't know what the reality of what's happening in Iran is. And so all we can do is debate opinions on it.
But it's not our job to know. That's the thing. What's happened
Oh,
is
yeah.
media has forced us into this where we feel like it's our problem. Like Jim
Yeah.
across the street feels like it's his obligation to be mad about the war in Iran. Hey,
Yeah.
it's not your
Yeah, exactly.
obligation. Okay? It
That's
has
right.
nothing to do with you. You know what I mean?
Go
It's
live
not
your
like,
life.
yeah, go live your life. Get off, get off the box. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say is that we have let media and social media influence us to the point of no return, that we are bringing it in. When I had all my problems, I had to centralize because I was thinking on a global level when I'm nobody. Why am I thinking about a global? Why am
Right.
I trying to? It doesn't, because that's what media has done. Media has taken us from the guy next door running from city council to worried about random AOC in New Jersey who doesn't affect me at all. But I'm
Right.
mad at her,
At all.
right? While I'm
Yeah.
ignoring $2 billion in fraud happening in my back door because I'm mad at AOC because Amazon left New Jersey. And I'm in California. Why am I mad about that? It doesn't
Right.
affect me at all. Not at all. Not at all. But the guy over here stealing $2 billion out of the county, the city, or cheating in a city council election, which happened here, you know, I don't pay attention to that. Not that big a
Right.
deal. Right. Well, this has nothing to do with me, where this guy had control of the treasury, had control of all this stuff, but we didn't care about that because AOC lost Amazon for New Jersey. Right? I mean, it's on its face, but that's what you're saying. That is,
You're
I
right.
am arguing an opinion on a false reality, that the reality is that matters to me at all.
So my brother-in-law, one time, a couple of years ago, he said to me, he said, you really saved me from a lot of worry and a lot of stress. And I'm like, what did I do? I mean, he's a farmer. I
Right.
couldn't affect his life. He goes, I used to worry about the national debt. And you told me, why do you care about the national debt? It doesn't affect you at all. He said, so I just stopped worrying about it. And it made my life so much better. And
Right.
it goes to right exactly what you're saying. Why do we care about AOC in New Jersey? It doesn't
Right.
matter, you know?
Right. Well, and it's
Let's
kind
worry
of,
about our backyard.
I had a good friend of mine tell me one time many, many years ago, and I was having a lot of financial problems and I was really broke. And he said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I'm just really stressed." And he goes, "What are you stressed out about?" I says, "I don't have any money." And he says, "Well, then what's there to stress out about? You already don't have any money. What are you stressed about? You're you know what I'm saying? Like, you're stressed out
Yeah,
about not having money, but the fact is no matter how much you stress, it's not going to make money. You know what I mean? There's no
right,
end to it. I mean, and that has helped me through my life a lot. Is like, oh, I'm really stressed about this credit card bill. Why? What happens if you don't pay it? They knock a little number down. I mean, at the end of the day, on its face, that's what happens. I mean, and so what society has done, and the banks have done, they've got you so focused on this number that you will literally starve your family to make sure that your credit score doesn't drop from 690 to 683 when it
right,
really doesn't matter. Your kids are
right.
going to starve to death over 2 points. I mean, I'm just being real,
Yeah,
and that's happened to a lot of Americans. I mean, there's 3 things or 4 things in life you have to pay for: food, You have to have a car to get to and from work, and you have to have shelter. As long as those things are paid for, you don't have to worry about anything else. You know what I mean? So they
Right.
sue you. What are they going to take? You got nothing. Credit card codes, they're suing me for $3,500. What are they going to squeeze blood from a turnip? They're going to come pick up that computer that you financed? No, they don't care. I mean, I see that a lot with a lot of people, and they get a lot of stress, and just don't stress about it. Let it go. It
Yeah.
just doesn't matter. It's only a number, people. It's only a number.
So this weekend, I'm actually speaking at a men's retreat. It's our church's men's retreat, and there's 4 times when I'm going to speak, and this kind of just leads into or follows what you're saying. The theme of it is don't live your life by accident. And too often, I think men can get to this place where they forget what's important. They forget about their faith. They forget about their friends and family. They forget about having integrity. They forget about just being consistent in life. And that's what we're going to talk about this weekend is just being more consistent in our life. And I think that hits on a lot of what you're saying is that we get so worried about all this stuff. No, we need to be concerned about our families and just live a consistent life for our families. In our relationship with God, live a consistent life in our relationship with God. So I didn't I didn't mean to turn this into that, but it just kind of fit right along with it because
No,
you're
I agree
right.
with you.
We can get so worried about everything over here and we forget about what's right in front of us.
Right,
Our family,
right.
our faith, you know, our friends,
And
spending
and
time with the
ego
people
and
we love.
ego and perception get caught up in that too.
Yeah,
I mean, people won't go camping in an old trailer pulled by an old truck because they're going to be perceived as broke in their brain. You know what
right.
their kids see? The lake,
Fun. They
the
fun.
tree, the fun. They don't give a shit what the trailer looks like. You know what I mean? I mean, but and I'm not throwing that as an accusation. I'm just saying that goes along with what you were saying. Men get too caught up in their ego and how they look, and in those certain situations, they forget the needs of their family, God, and children. They forget
Right.
that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it kind of falls in line with what you're saying. It's more important for you to get out to the lake in that old truck and trailer with your kids than it is to sit at home thinking about how nice it would be to be out at that lake with a bigger truck and trailer. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
that lets ego and that lets ego get in the way of God because you're not out at the lake with your kids fishing, building your family because
Right.
you're embarrassed by a trailer that might be 25 years old.
Who cares?
Who
Right? Who
cares?
cares?
Who
Nobody
cares?
cares.
Right.
And the
No,
people that care, they're not the people you worry about anyways, the people that care.
and
I
I
mean,
want to tell you this. I'll be honest with you. I have been camping and RVing and all of this my entire life, boating, fishing, and I cannot tell you one time where I have seen any trailer out there where I've looked at it and thought to myself, oh, that guy should be saying, this guy's broke. He shouldn't be here. Never once. Never
didn't
once have I
care.
said that or thought or cared. I used to
Yeah,
fish tournaments, right? I had an old boat, not an old, but it's nice. Don't get me wrong. But there were guys out there with boats that were 10, 12, 15 years older than me, and they're whooping everybody's ass. You got guys out there with $150,000 bass boats, and then you got, Jim over here with his 1975, pontoon bass boat, just whipping
sure.
everybody. His fish finder is, what I mean?
Yeah,
But it works. You know what I
sure,
mean? And it gets
sure.
the job done. As long as whatever you're going gets you to where you're going and gets the job done of what you're trying to accomplish, you don't need a $9,000 a month truck payment or trailer payment to go have fun with your family.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? Go spend $2,500, buy a piece of crap, rebuild the inside, throw it on the back of your truck or minivan, and get the out.
Yeah,
Nobody cares. You know who does care is your kids.
Yep.
Your kids care about that. And your kids are not going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember when we were kids, we used to go in this old broken down trailer. That's not what they're going to say. They're going to say, yeah, we used to go camping all the time.
Yep.
And that's all they're going to remember. We had a canvas tent growing up. It's canvas with big outside bars. We camped for 3 days and it took 2 days to set up and take down the damn tent. Okay. So, I mean, just say it like it is,
It's true.
These
it's
kids
true.
have it easy. They have tents that you just throw out here and it's open.
Yeah.
Boy, it took us
And
2 hours to unload the.
Our dads are brothers, so we just borrow your tent when we went camping. So
Right.
So we had the same thing.
Right, but you had to buy a truck to get the tent out there because it was in a big canvas bag. It was about this big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the whole exterior, so you had to put it was a mess, but it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
And I have nothing but good times setting that tent up. So
they're the memories that last.
correct.
My dad threw his back out putting our tent up when we went camping. I mean, why do I remember that? But that's the memory I took from that because it was funny. It was fun.
And if you ever hear stories of really wealthy people, like you hear them talking with their wives, and they'll be like, you remember when we first met, we had no money and we were in that little piece of shit apartment, wherever it was at. We had the best time there because nothing mattered.
Right.
It was just those two in a piece of shit apartment spending time together and nothing mattered. And then they got here with all this money and they have all these things and all they're searching for is to be back broke in that little apartment, spending time where nothing mattered.
Nothing mattered. Look at us being so poetic and
it's unbelievable, right?
I tell you.
Yeah, what happened? What happened? What happened is a Republican got in the race in California. So I'm too excited. I don't want to piss God off, so I'm going to talk about it a lot because that way I keep God in my pocket and maybe it'll protect California. Just saying.
There you go. All right, let's close this baby down. That was fun.
Yeah, hey, we won't be here Saturday, so we'll see you next Wednesday. Hopefully I'll have some other news. I'm getting ready to go on my tour, hopefully. So I'm looking forward to that. God bless you all. Get out. It's beautiful. Get out this weekend. You know what? Take the time to not listen to our show because I know it takes up your whole day like it does everybody else, but I'm just kidding. No, but get out. Yeah. Take your kids to the park. Go take them fishing. Hey, go buy a $2 fishing rod and go throw it. Hey, the kid's never going to know you don't know what you're doing. Okay. Right. I'm just saying, just do it. Kids don't forget this stuff. God bless you all. God bless America. Hey, God bless Steve Hilton right now for being in the race. You too, Pratt. Keep it up, guys. And we'll see you on Wednesday in a week.
All right. God bless America. Thanks, guys and gals.
Winter. I told myself. Yet another G-Man Production Group mini video.
Try to do just that.
Gen X Unhinged. Get your bling now. Looking for quality, performance, and reliability? Look no further than CDP Firearms, LLC. Whether it's customized AR-15 parts, premium optics, or specialized ammunition, we have the gear to upgrade your shooting experience. We pride ourselves on providing top-notch products with expert-friendly service that you can trust. Visit us online at cdpfirearmsllc.com. CDP Firearms. Gen X Unhinged is sponsored by cdpfirearmsllc.com. Gen X Unhinged is a weekly podcast hosted by Christian Cole and David Cole. Join us online at genxunhinged.com, on Facebook at Gen X Unhinged Group, or download on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Podcast.